70 inmates are on death row in Nevada, but it's been almost 15 years since the state's last execution. Paul Nelson joins us live in Carson City. Paul, this isn't the first time we've heard this debate.
No, it's not, Kristen. In fact, lawmakers discussed abolishing the death penalty just 2 years ago. Those in favor of this bill gave quite a few different reasons for their opinion, including the cost associated with the death penalty, as well as the lack of deterrence. It doesn't keep people from committing crime, in their opinion. But there's also a lot of other people out there that say the death penalty needs to stay in place for the victims of these crimes.
We shared a lot of years together and a lot of great memories, and I miss her terribly.
Charles May is talking about his mother, Betty Jane May. Daryl Mack killed her in Reno in 1988.
And it wasn't only a murder. I mean, he raped and strangled her. I mean, it was horrible.
The case went cold until DNA tied Mack to her homicide. He was already in prison for killing Kim Parks. He was executed at the Nevada State Prison in 2006.
This was right around Mother's Day, and I said my mom couldn't have asked for a better Mother's Day gift.
The state of Nevada has not carried out an execution since because the drugs aren't available. Assembly Bill 395 would outlaw the death penalty altogether.
Unless you've had to deal with this kind of a situation, with these events, a loss of a loved one, you'll never understand why we need the death penalty.
Other victims want to abolish capital punishment and impose life in prison without parole instead.
As far as life in prison and you die in prison, to me, that's just as much a death penalty as a death penalty.
Cynthia Portero's son was murdered exactly 10 years ago. She opposes the death penalty.
For my family, this was also a faith decision that we didn't want another young life taken.
11 people presented AB 395, including attorneys, church leaders, victims, and even family of those who were executed.
When you execute someone, you're not punishing them. You're punishing the families, the children like me who are left to suffer and pick up the pieces of our shattered lives.
Since 2010, 16 people have been given death sentences, but 5 of those were overturned. Officials say since then, the state has spent $75 million to put those other 11 men on death row. Covering the story live in Carson City, Paul Nelson, 2 News.